Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jazakallah khair for everybody for joining with us tonight. Inshallah, we plan to have a fun program. We will be having our trivia night. Our trivia night will be 6 questions. Before we get to our trivia night, what we'll be doing is we'll share a hadith. On your screen, you'll see a hadith about the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and this is just a small reminder that before we get started with the fun part, just a little reminder to teach us some good akhlaq, some good characteristics. We have Sister Samia, who will be reading our hadith for us. Sister Samia.
Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Today I'll be talking to you all about goodness.
Well, Samia, I think there's another.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Device. If you can just move that device.
Go to your room. Okay, about goodness. Narrated by Abu Huraira radiyallahu anha, Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "He who believes in Allah and the last day must not harm his neighbor, and he who believes in Allah and the last day must show hospitality to his guest, and he who believes in Allah and the last day must speak good or remain silent." What does this mean? This means that if you believe in Allah, you must not cause harm to your neighbor, and you must treat your guests very nicely, and you must either say something good or don't speak at all. Even if the chicken curry tastes like last week's mushy peas with mold on top, and even if you think your sister's new dress makes her look like candy floss, you really, really just want to say it, you must not. You must stay quiet.
All right, so this hadith, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam tells us that number one, if you believe in Allah and the final day, that you are nice to your guests, right? First you're nice to your neighbors. And being nice to your neighbors, again, it's a huge part of Islam, huge part of Iman, that that you're kind to your neighbors, you don't throw garbage on their side, that you're respectful to your neighbors. And at times like we are in right now, it's really important that we show even better characteristics to our neighbors. Sometimes share some food with your neighbors, help them out, whatever you can do. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam tells us, if you believe in Allah, and as a Muslim we all believe in Allah, if you believe in the Day of Judgment, and as Muslims we all believe that there will be a Day of Judgment, then you must be good to your neighbor. Then Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says that if you believe in Allah and the Day of Judgment, then be good to your guests. Whenever somebody comes home to visit you, you always show them kindness, show them your hospitality, be generous. Then Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam tells us that if you believe in Allah and the Day of Judgment, then speak good or keep quiet, right? So either if you have something good to say, something positive to say, then share with everybody. Otherwise, keep quiet. Now this means if you don't like something, you don't always have to speak up. Know when to speak and know when to remain quiet. So this was the hadith that we had, alhamdulillah. Again, a very practical hadith that everybody can follow along. Be good to your neighbors, be good to the people that come to visit you, and always remember, speak good or don't say anything. Now, in today's trivia night, we have a few people that will be playing along with us online. So again, you'll be able to see them. We'll be talking to them. But however, everybody that's in the Zoom or everybody that's watching us right now on Facebook or on YouTube, inshallah, you could play along as well. We have Sister Saharis, inshallah, if you can share your screen, and she will be putting up our Kahoot. She'll be putting up the Kahoot pin. So what you will need to do is you will open up a second device, go to the website kahoot.com, or you can download the app. This will be the pin that you will put in. So the pin is 864328. 864328. So use your second device, go on Kahoot.com or the app, and the pin that you're going to be putting to play and join us will be 864328. And we have it down in our chat as well, the pin for everybody to join in. We'll give a few minutes so everybody can quickly jump on. We have 16 players right now, so just a few more minutes. So if you've never used Kahoot before, right? So for I'm guessing a lot of the youth, a lot of kids that are on here, you've used Kahoot before. But if you have not used Kahoot, the way that Kahoot works is that I will be asking a question from our cards right here. I will be asking a question. We will start. We'll start the Kahoot. I'll be asking a question. Then we'll have a multiple choice. Now you're going to pick from the multiple choice, but the points are based off of how quick you answer your choices. So some of these questions might be very easy, but how quick can you answer the question? So let's say that, for example, it's not the first question, but for example, our question is, where was the Prophet ﷺ born? Right? You know it's Mecca, but let's see how fast you get to put it in. The faster you put it in, the more points you get. And at the end, we'll see who has the most points, right? So again, we have our 4 people that'll be playing, 4 or 5 people that'll be playing with us. There are 5 guests that we have. Number 1, we have Fatima Siddiqui. Fatima, go ahead and wave at everybody, please. Fatima is going to be playing. I'm going to unmute you once I find your name. MashaAllah, there are a lot of people on here. Can we unmute Fatima? Fatima unmuted. We have Qasim Bhuta. Qasim, assalamu alaikum. We have Arman Bhai. Arman Bhai is our soccer coach. His name is under Asma Munshi.
Awesome.
Yes. Arman Bhai is our Aisha Mastur's brother, her sister Aisha's brother. If we can have their screen turned on as well, their camera turned on. So Arman Bhai, if you could turn on your camera. We have somebody else who's going to be joining us, but I don't see where they are right now. We have somebody, one of the people that are going to be playing. They're from Chicago, Dawoodi Saeed. So we're waiting for him. I don't see him. Dawoodi, if you are here,
I'm here.
You're here?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Dawoodi, do you know what name your screen is under?
Huh?
Dawood.
Dawood.
Dawood. Let me find Dawood. Can we find Dawood, please?
Wait for Kahoot.
Yeah, Dawood.
Dawood, sorry, can you speak up once more?
See, yeah, my name is, I put my name down as Dawood.
Yeah, I put my name.
All right, Saeed family. There we go.
Dawood.
Right. I'm going to turn on your camera. Okay, if everybody is ready, we have 29 players that are on here right now. And let's get started. Sister Eris, let's start us off with the first question.
Thanks,
Again,
Sheikh. Inshallah, let's go ahead and start.
You have 60 seconds to answer the question. I'm going to read off the question. The first question, it might be easy, but let's see how fast you are. Which book was given to the Prophet Isa alayhi salatu wasalam? Which book was given to the Prophet Isa alayhi salatu wasalam? You have 3 choices there. Torah, Injil, or Zabur. Torah, Injil, or Zabur. Let's see how many answers we get in. 20 answers, 22. This is an easy one, but let's see how fast you are. Which book was given to Prophet Isa alayhi salatu wasalam?
Yeah, I know. We answered it.
Again, we know that there are 4 major books: the Quran, the Torah, the Injil, and Zabur. So 4 major books, right? Which one was given to Prophet Isa alayhi salatu wasalam? We got all of our answers in. Qasim, you got your answer in?
It won't let me select right now.
It won't let you select?
No,
Why not?
because I think it refreshed the page. So I think I can do the next question.
All right, next question. Okay. Dawood, you got your answer in? Yeah, was this easy one?
Yeah.
All right. The answer, of course, is Injil. Prophet Isa alayhi salatu wasalam was given the Injil, which we know today as what? Remember, what is known as today?
Bible.
The Bible, correct. Next question, right? Which book was revealed to Prophet Dawood alayhi salam? Dawood, you should know this question, right? Which book was given to Prophet Dawood alayhi salam? We said Injil was to Isa alayhi salam, so you can already cross that out. Now you have two other answers, Zabur or Tawrat. So which book was given to Prophet Dawood alayhi salatu wasalam? And the unique thing about Prophet Dawood alayhi salam, and that we talked about last week, that Prophet Dawood alayhi salatu wasalam, whenever he actually had a very beautiful voice, when he would read from his book, the mountains around him and the birds around him would also praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Right? We have our 30 question answers in. We're good to go. 3, 2, 1. And the answer is Zabur. Zabur is correct. A. Right? Tawrat was, of course, given to Prophet Musa alayhi salam. Question number 3. Are these too easy? They get a little bit harder, right? We try to keep it easy so that everybody can, join along. Next question. What does the word Quran mean? Right? The word Quran, does it mean read, write, or reading and writing? The Quran, does it mean read, write, reading and writing? And these are the ways that we gain knowledge. We gain knowledge through reading, we gain knowledge through writing, or reading and writing. Which of these three does the word Quran mean? Once we have our 30 answers, we can then jump on. 2 more answers, 1 more, and someone's gonna like, nope, I'm gonna wait it down. Everybody's gonna wait on me. Hey, so what does the word Quran mean? 30, yes. The word Quran means read, Iqra. It comes from the word Iqra, and the first words of the Quran were Iqra, which comes from, again, Quran is taken from there, and it means to read. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us, read. The Quran is meant to be read. It's not meant to be left on the bookshelf. It's not meant to be forgotten until Ramadan. And especially in Ramadan, read the Quran. Right? Our next question. This one might be very easy, right? The Muslim faith is blank without belief in the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I'm going to give 20 seconds. This is like too obvious. The Muslim faith is blank without belief in the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is super easy. Again, we're using our trusty note cards. Once again, Jazakallah khair to the uncle at IFS who gave us these note cards. To us, Aisha Masroor's father. He sent these card game, the Quran quiz, to us. The answer to this question is that your faith is incomplete. Right? So again, you got to understand the question, right? The question is, the Muslim faith is blank. The Muslim faith is incomplete without belief in the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Right. Let's see our scoreboard. Who's winning? Fadil Hussein. Oh, Fadil Hussein all the way on top. Mariam Kamani, Ahmed family behind a few seconds. Okay, looks like we have a close one here. The next question. How many verses are in the Quran? In the Quran, how many verses are the total? Are there less than 5,000, more than 6,000, or a whopping 10,000 verses in the Quran? In each verse, we call it an ayah. For example, Alif Lam Mim, 1 ayah. Qul huwallahu ahad, 1 ayah. How many ayats are there in the whole Quran from cover to cover? From Alhamd all the way to Nas. How many ayats are there? Less than 5,000, more than 6,000, or more than 10,000 verses in the Quran? Let's skip. And more than 6,000, right? So just around 6,600 verses in the Quran. Inshallah, let's move on to our next one. Now, this one, I'm going to give 20 seconds only. How many verses are in Surah Fatiha? 20 seconds. Right, 30 seconds, okay? So the timer goes on 30, we skip. So make sure you get your question in. The faster you answer. So right now, if you're reading Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim Maliki Yawmiddin, you got to count fast and 15 seconds. How many verses are in the first surah of the Quran? 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Answer is 7. And that's why Surah Fatiha is called Sab'a Mathani. One of the names of Surah Fatiha is the 7 verses that are repeated over and over and over, right? Surah Fatiha is called Sabah Masani. There are 7 verses. And let's see who is winning now. Ahmed family, Fadil. Fadil's killing it. Probably has Tahir helping him, his brother. Our next question. What does the word Fatiha actually mean? What is the meaning of the word Fatiha? A, reading. B, the opening. C, the only one. And we got some letters here. But is it the reading, the opening, or the only one? The word Fatiha. Fatima, do you know what the word Fatiha means? Fatiha?
The opening,
Is it?
I think.
But Allah subhanahu is the only one, and the Quran is telling us to read. No, Qasim, what is it?
It's the one that's right.
The one that's right. There you go. Qasim knows. Right. It is the one that's right, and that is the opening. So Fatiha is the opening of the Quran, and that's what Fataha means, to open. Next question, please. Question number 8. This one might be a little bit harder. Which Khalifa collected the Quran in the form of a single book? So from the 4 Khulafa al-Rashidin, which Khalifa collected the Quran in the form of one book? Was it Uthman radhiyallahu anhu, Umar radhiyallahu anhu, or Abu Bakr radhiyallahu anhu? So the Quran was compiled multiple times. At the time of the Prophet ﷺ, what was it written on? Qasim, what was the Quran written on at the time of the Prophet ﷺ? Clay, stone, leaves, leather, whatever they could find, right? But at the time of one of these Khalifas, he compiled it into one book. Which one was it? Abu Bakr radhiyallahu anhu. It became one book, right? Right now, again, this book had multiple chapters. Later, and then later on, they compiled it into a single 1-volume book. But it was Abu Bakr radhiyallahu anhu that put the Quran in a book form, right? Our next question. What is the main difference between the Quran and other divine books? Right? The Quran and other divine books, we talked about the Torah, the Injil, the Zabur. What is the main difference between them? Is it a preserved book? It's a comprehensive book, or the message in the Quran is clear? And the answer, as everybody, it's pretty simple, that the Quran is a preserved book. And this is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He takes his promise that we have revealed the Quran and we will be the one who protects it. Right. Let's move on to question number 10. Question number 10. To whom did Abu Bakr al-Dhan assign the task of collecting the Quran? So from these 4 people, Ubay bin Ka'b, Zayd bin Khalid, and Zayd bin Thabit, Abu Bakr al-Dhan told this person that, look, you're in charge of bringing all of these small things, these parchments that the Quran is written on. The answer is Zayd bin Thabit. All right, we're flying through. We have 10 questions done, 15 more to go. Who is on top? Let's look at our leaderboard. Fadil is still sitting strong. Dania is up here. Daddy, I don't know who Daddy is, but inshallah, he is teaching his kids, right? Our next question. Which prophet was known as Kalimullah, or the one who Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala spoke to directly? Right. So one of these prophets, Ibrahim, Musa, or Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That was quick. Everybody just like jumped. All right, yes. So Prophet Musa alayhi salatu wasalam was known as Kalimullah. Right. What was Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam known as? Anyone know? What was Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam known as? What was the nickname of Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam?
Khalilullah.
The friend of Allah.
The friend of Allah. And Qasim, what was Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam known as? What was the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam known as?
I didn't like Habibullah.
Habibullah. He was known as Habibullah, right? So Khalilullah was Ibrahim. Habibullah was Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and Musa alayhi salam, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala spoke to him directly, he was known as Kalimullah. Our next question, please. Into how many juz is the Quran divided? How many parts or how many juz is the Quran in? Is there a lag or because
Sheikh, there's a problem.
is there an issue?
It won't let the kids enter the questions are going like for 1 second and nobody has time to answer it. So
It says time's up.
there's a lag.
Sister Sarah, do you know what's happening?
I'm not sure. It looks like it's counting down the full second, the full 60 seconds. Usually it only skips to the next page when everyone's already answered.
Okay, can we maybe like refresh it?
Let's see. Can try refreshing.
Okay, Bismillah. Well, let's hope this doesn't mess everything up.
I think it may be restarting now.
Okay. All right. Can we have everybody quickly join on this code pin? So on your Kahoot device, go ahead and put this new code pin in.
Skip ahead to the question that we left off on, inshallah.
All right. Inshallah. So unfortunately, we had some technical difficulties. Not sure why, but yeah, that's why I thought it was like jumping way too soon, and 20 people answered like.
I thought everyone was being really quick and just knew the answers.
That's why I thought, but alhamdulillah. All right, let's wait. We got a few more people jumping on. Again, we apologize. I'm not even sure what happened there. It must be a Kahoot thing. And let's get started once we get to hit 30. Okay, yeah. Let's get started. Can we jump ahead?
Yes, let's try.
Let's try to jump ahead. Or, yeah, question. Of course, people are going to try to answer these questions as soon as possible. We already gave the answers out.
I don't think it'll let me jump straight to number 17, so we can just try to.
We were on number 12.
12. Okay.
Yes.
Inshallah.
So a few more questions.
You should have a separate winner for the people that can answer quick.
I don't think anybody can answer this quick. I mean, actually,
He's just trying very hard.
He's just trying very hard. All right, here we go. One more. We're gonna jump one more. Fad, I don't know. Fad like learned a way to hack the system, but somehow he's killing it. All right, our next question. Question number 13. How many times did the angel Jibreel teach the Quran to the Prophet each year? So each year, how many times he would come down and he would read the Quran with the Prophet in 1 year? How many times did they go over the Quran? The answer, we have once, twice, or 3 times. Only once, twice, 3 times in 1 year. Let's skip ahead. The answer is once. In the final year of the life of Rasulullah Jibreel came and they reviewed the Quran twice. In the month of Ramadan. But every year it would be just once. Our next question. The Quran is also called Al-Furqan. What does Al-Furqan mean? Is it guidance? The differentiator, guidance, which way Allah subhanahu wants us to go. The differentiator, the one that differentiates between two things. This is wrong, this is right. Or the light. So 3 possible answers. Guidance, differentiator, light. What does Al-Furqan mean? Let's skip ahead. Al-Furqan means the differentiator, the one that differentiates. And if you read the Quran, it can tell you what's right and wrong. Umar, one of his nicknames was Al-Faruq, because he was always just and he differentiated between right and wrong. Our next question. The Quran is also called An-Nur. Okay, I kind of get this one away. The Quran is also called An-Nur. What does it mean? What does Nur mean? Is it mercy, the mercy of Allah? Is it light, or is it salvation? So mercy, light, or salvation, the word An-Nur. And the Quran is a Nur from Allah. Let's skip ahead. Nur is light. Right? When you're in the darkness, open the Quran and it will be a light for you. It will tell you where you need to go. It'll bring a, like it's like the sun that after this, you'll know where, the day, where to go. It'll bring guidance. So the Quran is a light for us. Next question. This one a little bit more trickier. Who is called Ar-Ruhul Amin, or the faithful spirit in the Quran? So one of these angels, Angel Israfil, the angel of death, or Angel Jibra'il, are also called Ruhul Amin, the faithful spirit. Ruhul, Qudus as well. Which of these 3 angels have this nickname?
Everyone looked worried on this one.
Everyone worried? No, but most of you got it right. I think we did decent. The answer is Angel Jibra'il alayhi salatu wasalam. Qasim, too easy?
Leave it on there. Leave it on there. Saudi.
Qasim, too easy?
What? Oh, my phone glitched out, so I had to start again.
You gonna start again?
Yeah.
All right, that was how are the questions? The questions hard or easy? That was on mute. All right, let's go on to our next question. We're on question number 17, man. We're flying through this. We have only 8 questions left. Right? Which days of the week are mentioned in the Quran? Which days of the week are mentioned in the Quran? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Which of these days are mentioned in the Quran? Saturday and Sunday? Friday or Saturday? Or Friday and Sunday. So we know that, of course, 2 names are mentioned. 2 days of the week are mentioned. And if you're listening to today's khutbah, I mentioned one of them in there. Okay. So which of the days of the week are mentioned in the Quran? And the answer is Friday and Saturday. Yom Sabt, and there's a surah called Surah Jum'ah. And of course, today's Jum'ah. Friday and Saturday are the 2 days that are mentioned in the Quran. Our next question, please. All right. Is the scoreboard still count? All right, let's carry on. We'll talk about it after this. What is Al-Kawthar in the Quran? So there's something called Al-Kawthar in the Quran. Remember, you're going to try to answer as quick as possible, but as correctly as possible. Is it a garden in paradise, a garden in Jannah, a palace in Jannah, or a fountain on the day of judgment? What is Al-Kawthar? Fatima, where did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mention Al-Kawthar in the Quran?
Surah Al-Kawthar.
Yes, Inna Atayna Kal Kawthar. Everybody loves Inna Atayna Kal Kawthar. Why? Because it's so short, and we read it like 3 times in a 2 rakat salah, just so we can done in salah as soon as possible. But Al Kawthar that Allah mentions in the Quran, it is a fountain on the day of judgment, and the Prophet ﷺ will give every believer water from this fountain, right? And the hadith makes mention after the Prophet ﷺ gives you water, you will never feel thirsty again. And that water will be pure and sweet, and it will quench your thirst that you'll never be thirsty again. So we always make dua to Allah, oh Allah, give us water at the hands of the Prophet ﷺ at the Hawd al-Kawthar. Ameen. Our next question. So wait, before we go on to the next question, is this like answer board still accurate?
This is just for the new session.
Okay, just for the new session. So hopefully everybody's taking. I know we had a little glitch, but hopefully you're still putting up your answers. Don't. I know my kids are probably gonna be like so upset, Baba or Abba, our points in account. But again, hopefully we're all learning, having some fun. Technical difficulties always happen, unfortunately.
If they have nothing nice to say, they'll say nothing at all.
Huh?
But if they have nothing nice to say, they'll say nothing at all.
Oh, that was our hadith, yes. But I know I'm going to hear it. But it's fine, inshallah. Oh. All right, our next question. Question number 19. So we got 6 more, inshallah. We're flying to. I swear by this city. Which city is being referred to here? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, I swear by this city in the Quran. Do anyone know which verse this is? Or where in the Quran Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, I swear by this city? Qasim, do you know? Fatima, do you know where in the Quran Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, I swear by this city? Is your mom there? You can ask your mom.
Huh? The surah, what deen was they do? I forgot the name for it.
That's actually pretty close.
Zaytun, I think.
No, that's, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said something, وَهَذَا الْبَلَدِ الْأَمِينَ. The word's a little bit different there, but there's a verse that says, I swear by this city. Yeah, 6 seconds. The surah is La uqsimu bihadha al-balad. And what city is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala referring to? Of course, the city of Taif. The city of Mecca. I don't know why I said Taif. The city of Mecca. The surah was a Makki surah, and that's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala takes oath by that surah. La uqsimu bihadha al-balad. Abdullah Ahmed Hafiz, that's why he's like, brushing out the answers in the chat. MashaAllah. Question number 20. What is zakum in the Quran? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about something called zakum. You guys thought it'd be all easy, Injil, Zabur, Torah, Quran, and then keep asking those questions 45 times? No, it gets harder. What is zakum in the Quran? What is zakum in the Quran? Right. And you have 3 options. Number 1, boiling water, a tree in Jahannam, or rotten food. So it tells us zakum isn't something that we want, right? Something that's bad. Something that's bad. And the answer is a tree in Jahannam. Now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He describes. Does anyone know the description of zakum? What was zakum look like? Right. So this is like a sneak peek into Jahannam, the hellfire. If you want to see something, like if you have a small window that you can see into the Jahannam, the hellfire, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us, Inna shajarat zakum, ta'amul asim. He describes it that this tree be fed to people. Ka'annahu ru'us shayateen. On it will be heads of shaitan, right? Like the fruit on it, on the branches, you have heads of shaitan on there, which again is very scary. And that's why we always have to make sure that we do good deeds. We can't afford to go to Jahannam. We can't afford to be in that type of punishment. We can't afford to be fed the heads of shaitan, right? Our next question. How many surahs are there which open with huruf and muqatta'at? Y'all thought the question would be like very easy, right? There are some harder ones in here. How many surahs open with huruf and muqatta'at? Right, 27, 29, 31. Who knows what is huruf al-muqatta'at? Can someone help me out here? What is huruf al-muqatta'at?
Alif Lam Mim.
Right, surahs that start with letters. So, for example, Alif Lam Mim. Can I get another example? What's another surah that starts with letters? We're told to read it every day in the morning. Yasin, right? We have Hamim, Yasin, Surah Qaf, Surah Noon. These are huruf al-muqatta'at, huruf that we don't know. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala shares so much with us in the Quran, but there are still letters, still meanings that we don't know of. And the answer 27, 29, 31, the correct answer is 29. Ooh, majority of the people got this one wrong. 29 surahs that begin with huruf al-muqatta'at. And like we said, huruf al-muqatta'at show us the power of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that there are certain things only Allah knows. And even though we find ourselves to be intelligent, we find ourselves to be advanced, only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows. Our next question. All right. Fadil is no longer on top. Fatima, is that you?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Fatima is climbing up. All right. Asya Yusuf, mashallah, Dr. Khalid's daughter, and of course, Sister Farah's daughter. You cannot guide whoever you please. It is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who guides whoever he wills, whom he wills. With regards to who was this verse revealed to, So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Quran says that, "O Muhammad, you cannot guide whoever you please, but it's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who guides whoever he wills." Who was this verse revealed about? A, Abu Jahl, B, Abu Lahab, or circle, Abu Talib. And so two of the answers that we have here are uncles of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and one is, of course, one of the biggest enemies of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And the answer is Abu Lahab, right? Easy one. Abu Lahab, Abu Talib. I'm saying the wrong one. Abu Talib. The answer is who was like a father figure to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And again, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was really, really sad that Abu Talib did not accept Islam. Right? He preached Islam to everybody, but then his own uncle, his own, the one person who took care of him, for so many years, he left without accepting Islam. Our next question. We are almost done here. Father thought he's going to be on top all the way. We're on question number 3. How many times has Medina been mentioned in the Quran? How many times has the word Medina been mentioned in the Quran? Who knows what was Medina's name before? I'm sure Qasim, you know this, right? Qasim was on our Seer class yesterday. Qasim, how many times what was Medina's name before? What was Medina's name before it became Medina? No.
Yathrib.
Yathrib, yes. The Prophet ﷺ city was called Yathrib, but then it became the city when the Prophet ﷺ came, and the answer is twice. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions Medina in the Quran twice. All right. Question number 24. We have 2 questions left. Which insect spoke in the Quran? So there are a bunch of insects that are mentioned in the Quran, right? And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us that He is not shy. Allah is not shy to give examples of, of even a small mosquito, right? So the question is, which insect is mentioned in the Quran? Actually, he spoke in the Quran, sorry. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He mentioned a whole bunch, but which one spoke in the Quran? And yes, we have a whole surah which is named Ankabut. It was the ant that spoke. During which prophet's story was this mentioned? The speaking of the ant.
It was Sulaiman alayhi salam, where the ants has stopped.
The ants, again, Sulaiman alayhi salatu wasalam, right? So we have Dawood and Sulaiman. Sulaiman, at the time of Sulaiman alayhi salam, where Sulaiman was coming with this huge army, and the ant said, quickly, go to your homes. right? Because Dawood won't see us, and he will, crumble us. He'll crush us. And Dawood ﷺ heard this. He stopped the whole army. The whole army came to a screeching halt, and he asked them, why are you rushing? Why do you say this? He said, "Oh Sulaiman, Sulaiman, we're worried that you're going to just, take our lives." And Sulaiman ﷺ, he turns around and he prays Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who gives power. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who gives kingdom. All right, our last question. Question number, the Fadl is dropping. Okay. There's Sulafa. MashaAllah. Out of nowhere. Question number 25. According to the Quran, which sin is like eating the dead body of your brother? Right. So we have two here. Spying or backbiting. So it's 50% chance. Last question. Which of these two sins is like eating the dead flesh of your brother? And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about this in Surah Hujurat. So one time the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he was brought two ladies, and they were complaining that their stomachs were hurting. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam asked them to throw up, and when they threw up, meat came out. Like, wait, we didn't even eat. And he said that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, you are backbiting, right? So backbiting, again, is sin. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam tells us how severe it is. But in the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, it is like you are eating the dead flesh of your brother. Again, this completes our 25 questions. Let's have a look at our scoreboard. Again, I know everybody's going to be kind of upset that the answers were kind of, the points system, but inshallah, we'll get it worked out. Fatima had 14 out of 25. I think, yeah. So we did 14, right? Because we left on question 11, 12. So Dudwala, I'm guessing that's Fahad Fatima, and our first place winner, Sulafa. Inshallah, next week, hopefully we don't have this glitch. We will be doing this every week, even through the month of Ramadan. Last week we did the Prophet's quiz. This week we did the Quran quiz, and most likely next week we'll do the Sirah quiz. So if you're taking Sirah class anywhere, especially my Sirah students, Safwa, you definitely want to log in next week. We will have, inshallah, the Sirah quiz. And inshallah, again, we hope to be doing this throughout the whole month of Ramadan. Hopefully you guys had fun. I know we all had fun. We'll see you next week. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We end it with a dua. Oh Allah, He accepts us. He accepts our parents. He forgives us. He has mercy upon us. And He gathers us all just like this. And He rewards us for the efforts that we make.